Have you ever heard about the Roman legions that just vanished from history? Picture this. Vast troops of highly trained warriors disappearing without a trace. Their stories erased from the pages of history. But who were the commanders of these lost legions? You might think history is written by the victors. But what if I told you that the tales of great leaders and their troops were lost amidst mysteries and intriguing theories about their fate? How could the decisions of a single commander change the course of an entire army and, consequently, history itself? In this video, we'll explore the enigmatic fates of the vanished Roman legions, uncovering the lives of their commanders and the secrets surrounding their legacy. Get ready for a fascinating journey into the unknown, where each answer raises new questions about the courage, ambition, and challenges faced by these leaders. Let's get started. At the height of its power, the Roman Empire commanded the most formidable military force the world had ever seen, the Roman legions. Each legion, comprising thousands of disciplined soldiers, was more than a fighting unit. It was a symbol of Rome's dominance and organizational prowess. These legions were the backbone of the empire, securing borders, expanding territories, and quelling rebellions. But even with their might, some legions met mysterious and tragic fates, their final stories lost to time. While countless legions earned eternal glory, others vanished, their records erased or incomplete, fueling countless theories and legends about their disappearance. One such mystery surrounds the Legio IX Hispana, a legion with a celebrated history that suddenly vanished in the 2nd century CE. The last reliable record of the legion shows them stationed in Britain, tasked with maintaining control over the volatile tribes of the north. However, after a campaign against the Picts or another local force, the legion's fate becomes a blank spot in history. Were they decimated in battle? Did they disband? Or were they reassigned elsewhere? This disappearance still sparks debate among historians, who struggle to find the missing pieces of the puzzle. Another significant case is that of Legio XXII Deiotariana, which reportedly disappeared after the ill-fated campaign against the Parthian Empire in 161 CE. Tasked with defending Roman territories in the east, the legion may have been obliterated in a disastrous battle, though the exact circumstances remain murky. Some records suggest they may have been annihilated in an ambush, while others hint that the legion was simply dissolved or absorbed into other units, erasing their unique identity from the annals of Roman history. The fate of this legion, like many others, remains a haunting enigma. Understanding the context behind these missing legions requires a look at the broader instability the empire faced during its later years. As Rome's borders expanded, it became increasingly difficult to maintain control over distant provinces. Civil wars, barbarian invasions, and internal political struggles weakened the empire, spreading its military thin. In this environment of chaos and shifting power, it is no wonder that certain legions were forgotten or lost amidst the turbulence, leaving gaps in the historical record that may never be filled. The rise and fall of the Roman legions is not just a story of military triumph, but of human resilience, ambition, and failure. For every legion that won immortal glory, there were those whose stories ended in uncertainty, marked by disappearances that still perplex modern scholars. The power and prestige of Rome's military machine made it seem invincible. Yet the shadows of these lost legions remind us that even the mightiest forces can fall into oblivion. While the disappearance of these legions sparks intrigue, the commanders who led them are often overlooked in the telling of these tales. Each lost legion had a leader, a figure of authority whose decisions in battle or diplomacy could determine the fate of thousands of men. These commanders were often celebrated figures in Roman society, men of status, wealth, and influence. But in the case of the lost legions, their names have largely faded, leaving us to wonder who they were and what choices may have led to the disappearance of their troops. Take, for example, the mysterious commander of Legio IX Hispana. Although the legion's sudden disappearance in Britain is well documented, little is known about the man who led them into their final campaign. Some suggest that a general by the name of Lucius Calpurnius Piso may have been in command during the legion's last known operation, though evidence is scant. Piso was a seasoned military leader with experience in various theaters. But if he indeed led the legion, his actions during that fateful campaign are lost to time. Was it his strategic misstep that led to the legion's demise, or did circumstances beyond his control seal their fate? Similarly, in the case of Legio XXII Deiotariana, no single commander is definitively credited with leading the legion during their final engagements against the Parthians. However, some historical sources point to a figure named Avidius Cassius, a notable Roman general known for his ruthlessness and ambition. Cassius was deeply involved in the Roman campaigns in the East and eventually declared himself emperor after a rebellion. Could his aggressive tactics or political maneuvering have contributed to the legion's downfall? The answers, like the legion itself, remain elusive. The fate of a legion was often tightly interwoven with the capabilities of its commander. A good leader could rally troops, adapt to changing battlefield conditions, and secure victories in the face of overwhelming odds. On the other hand, a poor decision, whether due to miscommunication, overconfidence, or even treachery, could spell doom for an entire unit. In times of political turmoil or foreign invasion, the commanders of Rome's legions had to navigate treacherous waters, balancing loyalty to Rome with the immediate needs of their men on the battlefield. But the responsibility of these commanders extended beyond tactics and strategy. They were also tasked with the logistical challenge of keeping their men supplied, well-fed, and motivated in often harsh and unfamiliar environments. In cases where legions went missing, the challenges of command may have simply overwhelmed even the most skilled leader. As with the soldiers themselves, the stories of these commanders are often lost, leaving us to speculate on what role they played in the disappearance of their legions. The fate of Rome's lost legions has been the subject of countless theories, many of which have become the stuff of legend. In the absence of concrete historical records, speculation runs wild, and over the centuries, historians, archaeologists, and storytellers alike have crafted numerous explanations for these mysterious disappearances. One of the most enduring theories regarding Legio IX Hispana suggests that the legion was wiped out in a catastrophic battle against the northern tribes of Britain. Some argue that the Picts, a fierce confederation of tribes known for their resistance to Roman rule, ambushed the legion in a surprise attack, annihilating the troops and leaving no survivors to tell the tale. Another popular theory posits that Legio IX Hispana wasn't destroyed in Britain at all, but was instead transferred elsewhere, possibly to the eastern provinces of the empire. Some sources suggest that the legion may have been sent to fight in Armenia or the Parthian territories, where they could have met their demise in a forgotten battle. This idea has gained traction with recent archaeological discoveries indicating the presence of Roman military artifacts far beyond the borders of the empire's traditional territory. Could Legio IX have disappeared not in the misty hills of Scotland, but in the deserts of the Near East? In the case of Legio XXII Deiotariana, the prevailing theory is that they were decimated in the east during the Roman-Parthian Wars. The Parthians, known for their skilled cavalry and archers, were a constant thorn in Rome's side. The legion may have been trapped by Parthian forces, overwhelmed by their swift and brutal tactics. Yet, some scholars believe that Legio XXII may have fallen victim to internal strife rather than external enemies. Rome's eastern provinces were rife with political intrigue and power struggles, and it's possible the legion was dissolved or reassigned amid the chaos, leaving its name to fade into obscurity. Other lost legions, such as Legio XXI Rapax, were thought to have been destroyed in violent uprisings along the empire's northern frontier. In this case, the legion may have been caught in a massive revolt led by Germanic tribes, or perhaps even during one of Rome's many internal civil wars. The lack of detailed records from these times leaves much room for interpretation. Some legends suggest that entire legions simply deserted, fading into the local populations or being absorbed by foreign armies. While the idea of a Roman legion abandoning their posts and blending into barbarian life seems unlikely, it remains an enticing possibility for those who seek dramatic explanations for their disappearance. Ultimately, the truth behind these legions' fates may never be fully known. What remains are fragments of stories, scattered across history, waiting to be pieced together. These mysteries have fueled a rich tapestry of lore and speculation, ensuring that the lost legions live on in the imaginations of historians and enthusiasts alike. Even though these legions disappeared, their legacy endures, leaving behind more than just unanswered questions. The mystery surrounding their fate has impacted how we view the fragility of Rome's military supremacy. These lost legions serve as a stark reminder that even the most powerful forces can be undone by unforeseen circumstances, and that no empire is invulnerable to collapse. The stories of these units have not only sparked intrigue, but have also provided cautionary lessons for military historians and strategists alike. The disappearance of these legions also played a role in shaping the regions they once occupied. In Britain, the loss of Legio IX Hispana may have contributed to the eventual withdrawal of Roman forces from the island. Without the full strength of its legions to hold the frontiers, Rome's grip on Britain began to loosen, allowing local tribes to regain power and independence. The absence of a key military force like Legio IX could have accelerated this process, helping to set the stage for the end of Roman occupation and the beginning of Britain's transition into the medieval era. In the East, the fate of Legio XXII, Deiotariana, likely had a significant impact on Rome's ongoing struggles against the Parthians and other Eastern powers. The loss of an entire legion in such a volatile region would have been a blow to Rome's military presence, weakening their hold over critical territories. It may have forced the empire to rethink its strategy in the region, contributing to the rise of new leaders, such as Septimius Severus, who would later stabilize the eastern frontier. Thus, the loss of a legion did not merely vanish into history. It reverberated through the political and military strategies of the empire. Additionally, the mystery of the lost legions has influenced cultural narratives, both in antiquity and in modern times. Stories of their disappearance have been woven into Roman mythology, with some speculating that these legions became ghostly armies, cursed to wander the earth for eternity. In more recent times, the enigmatic fate of these legions has inspired works of fiction, from historical novels to films, where writers and directors explore the human drama behind the soldiers' disappearance. This cultural legacy demonstrates how the intrigue of a missing legion transcends the facts of history, tapping into a deep fascination with the unknown. The mystery surrounding the lost legions also reveals much about the nature of Roman record-keeping and the political climate of the time. The fact that entire legions could vanish from the historical record without explanation suggests a deeper, systemic issue within the empire, one where military failures or embarrassing losses were deliberately omitted or covered up. This selective recording of history raises important questions about how much we truly know about Rome's military past, and whether other legions met similar fates that were simply never documented.